Hi, I'm Michael from Moat Monster Gaming, and if you enjoy the video, please like and subscribe. So today I'm opening Dungeons and Dragons Adventures number 3. So this Hachette Partwork has now gone weekly, comes out every Wednesday, and it is now jumped up in price to $8.99 a month. So this one here, it comes with some little push out models, which I will be looking at at the end of the video. But here is the magazine. So again, it's glued at the side, so you can peel the pages apart and put them in a folder, put them in a binder. And still, my complaint from the last one, still is using the exact same front cover every issue, which I think is a shame. Okay, so if we have a look at the contents, so here, we have sage advice. So today's one is about conditions. I actually think it's explained really well. Then we've got some very, very basic character creation stuff. Then we've got a little bit of lore about the Red Wizards. And then finally we have an adventure, more of an encounter, the Tower of Iron Will. So the art throughout is fabulous, as you would expect. But what about the content? So a couple of pages on conditions explains them really well. I said in the previous video, everything is explained really well and really logically. Okay, so with the conditions, there's some really nice pictorial pictures of all the different condition effects. We have blinded, charmed, deafened, frightened, incapacitated, invisible, which made me chuckle because there's no picture, poisoned, prone, restrained, and unconscious. Doesn't cover grappled, paralyzed, petrified, or stunned. And I want to say, I'm sure these are similar pictures to the back of one of the Dungeon Master screens. But most importantly, it's really, really well laid out. Really, really well written. It just explains it so well for anybody that hasn't seen this before. And again, the introduction to skills, really, really well written. Talks about characters get skills because they have jobs and they go on adventures and stuff. Characters have skills. Right, perfect. But then on the next page, lists them all in a very nice info box. Obviously, there's 6 attributes, only 5 of them get skills. Lists them all nicely. Breaks down how you use your skills. You get +2 at first level. Everything is talking about as if you are first level. And everything is still talking about it as if you're using the characters from the very first issue. Incidentally, these models are of the characters from the first issue, but also does tell you to go into D&D Beyond if you want to make your own character. And then has a nice, I like these top tips, but has a nice top tip talking about expertise and how the rogue actually gets better skills and stuff. So then we have skills explained and talks about the majority of them in depth, tells you when you'd use them, how you'd use them, why you'd use them. Goes through the lot of them, which I think is quite good. I didn't know this one though, talking about changing a skill. Talk to your DM if you don't like your skill and you want to change it. I thought that was interesting. If you can craft it into the reason into your story, it kind of does make sense. The next section is character creation. So here we have some lovely lore on elves. Got some famous types of elves. Bit about the exploration, what they do, but 0 rules. So just like humans, it's just an overview with 0 rules. And the same with the halfling. Here we have the halfling, lovely picture, little bit about halflings, bit about Lightfoot or Stout, but no rules for them. Wizard, lovely overview of the wizard. Talks about why and what you might become a wizard. Nice overview of the different schools of magic. Nice little pictures about your spell book. Talk about the spell books. No rules, but does then move on to rules with wizard features. Talks about spell attack bonus, spell save. Talks about how your spells work. Doesn't give you any spells. Tells you if you want your spells, go get them off D&D Beyond. This was nice though. A really, really well laid out explanation of why your spellbook costs so much money and how you should use your spellbook. I thought the pictures of the spellbooks were nice, and very, very sort of almost like a footnote, cantrips, which I think are super important because you're going to use them all the time when you're playing, but a little bit on cantrips. But again, lots of referencing back to the 4 characters that came with the first issue, or alternatively, you going and building it on D&D Beyond. So next to the lore section, I wish there was a little bit more on the lore, but I have to admit, not really playing much Forgotten Realms, playing more Ravenloft and Dark Sun. I didn't know loads about the Red Wizards until the film came out recently, but nice blurb on the Red Wizard, your most famous Red Wizard. It's very lore heavy. It's exactly what you would like. Talks about lichdom, talks about how the Fae interact with other people. Yeah, it just makes sense. It's just like a nice little 1-page bit of lore. But what I do like is, with the other 2, the lore links straight in to the quest. Now, the pictures aren't too spoiler heavy with the quest, or actually it is just an encounter. But the Tower of Iron Will, actually it's quite good. It's quite good. It's just another well-written, well-presented encounter. Characters are in Phandalin, get asked to go on a quest. If they choose, they have to go to this tower. They're basically looking for someone. They're trying to help them out. And then the quest is incredibly well laid out. The only thing I feel like it's missing is I feel like there should be more getting to the encounter location. So it kind of goes straight into what happened to the person they're looking for. Oh, and here's the tower. You've begun the encounter, you've gone to the tower, takes a couple of days, here's the tower. And it is all well written, but actually they need to do something for random encounters. We've now got, not the first quest, because that took place in Phandalin, but the second and the third all require you going to a location, and I kind of feel like it needs to have some action on the way to the location. So we get this lovely map for the observatory, and then inside it labels what's in the observatory. We have a magic item, we have some creature stat blocks, one for the character you're looking for, one for the creatures that are in it. It isn't, again, a quest, it is just a encounter really. And then this is the big bad of it. So yeah, quest. Now, incidentally, the observatory from the quest, the Tower of Iron Will, is actually on the fold-out map that came with issue number 2, and it's located just south of Phandalin. So actually, it really could do with a set of encounters getting from A to B. So on this map, we've already had the Elven Crypt that was in number 2. No, I lied, the Ruined Villa that was in number 2. We've had the Observatory now, which is in number 3. I suspect we'll see the Dreadnought Mine in 1, and we'll see the Elven Crypt in 1. At least that's what I guess. So this is what they will look like. Includes your first 4 exclusive character miniatures produced by WizKids. So opening them up, I've not actually had a look. They do feel like a nice hard plastic. They should push out quite nicely according to the instructions. No, maybe peel it first. Now pop them out. Oh, they just fall out now. But they do feel a bit flimsy. I would have preferred 3D ones, like were originally advertised at premium level. But come on, there we go. Right, pop these out. So it says they can pop back in as well for storage. Have to see if popped out a bit sharp. How do I know which one goes in what? Oh, they've got things to peel as well. Okay, right, let's try and assemble them. Right, more complicated than I thought. This might take a minute. Okay, so here they are assembled. So here's the elf arena. Very, very small. Worry about the stick's gonna get broken, but you know, still quite nice. Here is Ryzagar, the dwarf cleric. So it's nice how the light comes through, a bit like a stained glass window. Same picture on both sides of them. Here's Krantor, the human rogue. And finally, here's Meravinch, the halfling. They are nice, but I just, compared to 3D models, they just don't seem to be as good. I mean, I think obviously the Thri-Kreen's actually probably a bit big, but the scale also just seems a little bit off. So bearing in mind they're made by WizKids as well, I would have expected them all to be in the same scale as the existing WizKid miniatures range. But we'll see. Maybe later ones will include some of the monsters that we've seen in the encounters, so they would probably be worth picking up. But all in all, a nice little addition, but still, and as fantastic as it is, I think Partworks are expected to be expensive, but I do think it's a bit expensive for what you get. So the only thing I will say is, with being a Partwork, it obviously wants you to keep going issue after issue after issue. I'm pretty not sure I need a giant 20-sided dice, though the pouch is nice. I'll tell you what I don't need, bearing in mind I've got dice in number 1 and number 2, I don't need another set of dice in number 5. I just feel like I'm going to end up with more dice than I know what to do with. It needs to have other things. Yeah, so if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching.